Welcome back to the third quarter of the Bobby003 Show, along with my sidekick here, Andrew. And we need to roll along. We want to do we were showing the OPAC Financial Services office in Crowley, Louisiana, and Miss Janice Duplantis. And I commented to my riding buddy that day, Dale Swallow, that Miss Janice's daughter, Stacy, had delivered quintuplets, five babies. And as it turns out, that he kind of said, "Bobby, you sure of that number?" He says, "I didn't hear about that." I said, "Well, it made all the news, believe me."
They're Amons, I think, is the last name. Or Amons, is that the last name?
Stacy,
sure.
Doucette, I think.
Doucette.
I think I'm right, okay. Doucette.
Right.
And I can't think of the husband's name. Apologize to that. Then that night at the boxing matches, some youngster was rolled up next to the ring, and a lot of attention was given to him. And shortly thereafter, of my inquisitiveness, I went over and introduced myself, and I saw, I heard the name Haley. I said, "Wait a while." Harley, I'm sorry, not Haley, right. Harley. Right. I said, "You are Miss Janice's grandson." He says, "Yeah." He said, "You Mr. Bobby." And we got it going, and the two young girls says, "Well, we cousins," and I don't think they're really cousins, but they all love each other. But the young man, and I cut his head off. I'm sorry about that. I had the camera too much on Harley, and he is one of the five.
It's Amo or Amon.
Yeah, Amon. Okay,
I'm not sure if they say
sorry.
Amon or
okay,
Amo.
I'm sorry.
How you like that?
And he is Haven, the brother.
One of the others, yeah.
And the championship belt, he's close friends to Mason Menard, and that's why they rolled him up next to the ring, because he and Mason are big buddies. And he is some nice little young man, and we sent this picture yesterday to Miss Janice by way of the email. And let's go.
More photos. Let's go back to Crowley.
Let's go to Crowley, and we'll show
Curves, the health club next door to OPAC.
OPAC, and the young lady there. We showed her picture a few weeks ago. And then this is the Sunrise Fast Cash location that we own in Crowley also.
Look at that big $100 bill on the wall. Oh, she got some stuff this morning.
Oh yeah, yep. And we went over to Eunice and went over to DC's restaurant where I had eaten last week, and I was supposed to get you to get the picture of the young lady and young man that he's the owner,
Mr. DC,
Darren, and his daughter, Ashley. And when she came and weighed on us, she says, "I know a little bit more about you now, Mr. Bobby." She said, "I date Lisa's nephew."
Oh, Lisa Duplantis, OPAC.
Our office manager in Opelousas. So it's
small world.
It's small world. It goes back to what people ask me, how do you do it? I just I call it breaking the ice, for lack of a better term, but it's my term now. And now we're back at the fight Saturday night, and that's Mr. Johnny Raymond sitting down, and his good friend, Mr. Bro, and Buddy Empanada. Mr. Johnny served on the boxing commission with us, and we all loved him, but he had some health issues, and he chose to retire and spend more time at the restaurant with his wife, Miss Courtney. And Mr. Buck was at the Thursday night Valentine night dinner that we had. And the fights were really good. Another picture of Smiley's family. And Smiley got that's him coming in as a clown here. But he didn't look the old self. He just didn't have any punch. And the young man ate him up. But that'll be another day. And then this is a one-round knockout. They mismatched that one, but Mason's tough, and he's a up-and-comer.
They didn't knock Mason down. No, he's down on the mat signing autographs.
Yeah, he's signing autographs.
Go ahead.
Yep, we had fun. And Sunday afternoon, Joe Fred, Donnie Perron, and I rode over to Karen Crow for the wake of Joy Lalonde, Miss Evelyn and Lalonde's young son.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Age maybe 49, a CPA, had worked 15, 16 years for the Isle of Capri and Lake Charles, had just taken a job over in Baton Rouge at the new Le Berge Casino and Resort Hotel, and had an untimely death, as you and I referred to it. And this is a sunset when we were driving off. And must have been last Saturday morning at the Palace Cafe, ran across longtime friends. On the left, Mickey Guidry, who y'all see pretty often, but on the right is his brother, Kent, and we were all raised right together off old Opelousas High School properties there, now South Street.
I can see Ken Thibodeau hiding right behind him. He's kind of looking, trying to see what's up.
Yeah, Ken. And I met Ken's brother at the wake this morning with the Mrs. Badeau's wake. And last night, I mentioned I had been in Baton Rouge last night, and on the right, of course, is our longtime friend and the CEO of Imperial Fire and Casualty here in Opelousas. On the left, of course, is J.E., one of the founders, along with myself, Joe Fred, and Tatse. And in the center is a Ville Platte native, well known in Baton Rouge circles and across the state as one of the leading lobbyists, Miss Phyllis Perron. And that's Donnie and Gerard's cousin, maybe first cousin, second for sure. And the young man on the right is Scott Guidry from Lafayette, a young attorney, and he offered if Megan needs any help, decides to go to LSU Law School, he'd be glad to discuss, you know, some of the things that occur right away. And Miss Allison Farr, who both of them work for Acadian Ambulance Service. And on the left is my longtime friend, Kevin Cunningham, very successful young man and lobbyist, and he's part of the Southern Strategy Group in Baton Rouge, and I guess you could say friendly competitors to, and this is Kevin and Phyllis, I guess discussing some business tech, because they're gonna, the session will be opening in April, and they're gonna have some hot issues to go over. And this is Bob Israel on the left, and had no idea that he's got relatives in Ville Platte, the Israel family.
Oh, no kidding.
And then our insurance commissioner, longtime insurance commissioner, and now president of the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, Jim Donlin. We really had a nice evening, and it was all for, that was a picture of Eric.
Oh, yeah, well, one more photo, that's
Eric
right.
Lafleur.
Cool. Let's not let the...
That was, the fundraiser was to benefit Eric Lafleur from the Ville Platte, St. Landry, and Avars Parish State Senator.
My good old friend, Eric.
Il parle français, il aime langue française, et sa sœur, elle est bien bon parle français bien bon, un temps meilleur que moi. Et Eric aussi.
Right.
Les autres, ça parle avec, il parle avec ses enfants. Yes, his children, speaks French with his children, and he's trying to get them into immersion type programs.
He's got a sister that's active in that
Very
as well?
active. She was on television last night. I didn't get the whole gist of it, but I think the council voted 7-6. St. Andrew Parish Council voted 7-6 to, I guess, take over the Orneville Hospital property there. Big commotion going on. It looks like the people around Orneville, it appears, would like to see this French immersion program take over, because they have a lot of tourism business now, and that would bring in a lot more people. But
and a new beer plant there going on, and the whole art scene that's there.
Yeah, the new they just put in
Highway
some
31?
new. They just put in some new. The Knott brothers, originally from Orneville, have just put in some expensive new equipment to triple, quadruple their production of beer.
A lot of it was sent out to another brewery to do for them, and now they're going to start doing more and more of it here.
Of there.
The only brewery in the country with its own crawfish pond. That's what I'm told. That's what I'm told.
That's
so
good.
How you like that? That's an angle. Huh?
That's an angle.
How about we had a couple sponsors here? Targill Seasoning and Supply. If you need to buy a little seasoning.
Now
for
you're talking about somebody that's growing.
What?
Targill is growing. I mean, he's taken over all that corner. You know, there was one little part that was missing, and that is now in the family of Targill. And of course, the old Budweiser distributor in Opelousas, he purchased that a few years ago.
Correct.
And EMS, St. Landry EMS works out of a portion of the building, and then a large portion of the building, of course, is used
for him.
Yes, Targill. So,
right. So Targill Seasoning, butcher supplies, cutlery, kitchen supplies, whatever you need for that type of thing. If you're a butcher shop, if you're a grocery store, they can help you with all your supplies there. If you're just a country caterer, they can help you with all the stuff you need, cake and baking supplies, pie filling type stuff. They've got all that type of equipment there as well. And if you're just a casual cook like me on the weekend, they got all kind of great things. Your chopping blocks. You don't have to go. You don't have to drive all the way to Lafayette and get that. They got that already here in Opelousas.
Ted Bellard, the man over there, has surrounded himself with a real good staff. So he's prepared for growth, because you don't do it by yourself. You surround yourself with good people.
And let's talk about the medicine shop over here in town. If you want to go down to the medicine shop, pharmacy here in Opelousas, right there on 1717 South Union. You can go by and get your prescriptions filled, but one of the things that they do, they have the MetaFast meals. Both Dirk and Liz Andrepont are both qualified coaches. They're health coaches with the MetaFast meal program. So all you've got to do is you go by there and you get your meals through the MetaFast plan, and you get the coaching for free. They'll go with you and help set up the whole regime that you need to help you lose weight. The goal is to lose up from 2 to 5 pounds a week, lose it quickly, lose it healthy. And go by, and you can go and find information on their website at dlandrepont.tsfl.com.
A new column to answer questions that are presented to Sheriff Bobby J. Gitros and his staff has just begun. The first one was a couple of days ago, the ins and outs of funeral processions. And just prior to going on the air, I called the sheriff to see if possibly he would like to do the question and answer here, and then you and I could make some comments on it and bring things, because the funeral processions, I'm sure there's people over watching the program right now in St. Mary Parish, Jeff Davis Parish, Vermilion Parish, St. Landry Parish, that certainly at times are in funeral processions. It's a tradition in South Louisiana, and it can be very dangerous, or it can be very comforting for the family to have them, the friends, following to the church and the church services, and then on into the burial grounds. And I talked to the sheriff, and he likes the idea of taping the question and the answer, and then you and I could comment if we felt comfortable and could add to it.
We like to comment on things.
Well, we like to comment on positive things.
Correct.
That's what this is.
This is positive. The sheriff will be educating people about all types of things with law.
And of course, the sheriff was a spokesman for the Louisiana State Police, so it shouldn't be a hard job for our staff, because we don't want to load our staff any more than we are now, right,
right, Steve? I'm going to tell a story on the sheriff. When he ran for office, we had to do a 28-second radio spot at KSLO. And I said, Sheriff, now sit down and just walk it through, and we'll see, how long it's going to take you and readjust. He read his spot 28 seconds exact.
You've told that story over here already.
I mean,
so anyhow, hopefully we'll be bringing something new to discuss.
1 minute commercial break. We'll see you folks on the other side of 1 minute.